Welcome back to Entre Nos. I'm Evelin and my co-host is
Alondra.
And today my mug says, both our mugs, actually, I haven't even read yours, but both our mugs say something. Mine says, do not disturb. It's this mint color. And it has this little, what color is this? Caramel?
Caca color.
Oh my God. Haters gonna hate because she lost twice already.
I was like, I cannot afford to take another L. So I came with a mug that I gave my sister.
Oh, so ni es tuya. You're like, none of them are mine.
None of them are mine. It says, some days I'm a princess. Some days I am a warrior. Choose wisely.
Oh my God.
I better win. I'm not playing.
Ella es peligrosa. Mine, the do not disturb.
I had one que era como kind of like that, que decía, I'm on mute or you're on mute or something like that.
Oh yeah, like it was blue, no? Mm-hmm. Here, sorry, I'm just putting the 20s.
Timer?
Yeah, but I was going to put on my watch instead of my phone. But yeah, so yeah, make sure y'all vote. Hers is an ugly pink on top. The letters are like the Ray Dunn, you know Ray Dunn?
No.
It's like this brand. It's like los mugs son blancos y las letras están bien skinny y largas. Mm-hmm. ¿No las has visto? Huh. I'm surprised you haven't. But yeah, it's like something like that. So it's like a fake Ray Dunn. And mine's is just
kind of boring.
Do not disturb.
It's Monday.
Mm-hmm. So with that being said, Milo is here again. Mm-hmm. This is his third Monday that he's out of school. The first one, it was because, you know, he had the BGs, le dolía la panza. And then the second one was because we went to sleep super, super late. And I was like, man, I'm not going to send him. Like, he's not going to be... No,
functional.
Like, yeah, it was too much. So then today, he didn't go because the school was under a threat, you know? Yeah. I didn't know it was this serious.
A school shooting threat.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was a school shooting threat. I just thought they were just saying threat.
So they sent you a message on...
So Friday, I was there because we were decorating for today because today is their graduating ceremony for pre-K. And then, so I was there Friday. The teacher didn't even know. Like, nothing. Like, we didn't know anything. I mean, we didn't even know anything was going on, you know? I was there.
Was it too early to tell? Or the threats were already out?
No, I was there from like 12 to 2. Mm-hmm. Y nada. Like, no supimos nada, you know? And I left, whatever. The school was over. And maybe like at 9 p.m. at night, Friday, she sent a message saying, hey, I know a lot of parents have reached out to me. The principal wants me to relay this message to the parents. Y era un message saying that they're aware of the threats and that they have an HPD is involved now. Like, they're under investigation, whatever. Mm-hmm. So my thing was, like, I didn't even think anything of it because I hadn't even seen anything, you know?
You hadn't seen the actual threat.
Yeah, but me and my sister-in-law were in contact about it, you know? And then
her kid also goes to the same school.
To the same school, yeah. So then I was like, hey, like, I didn't even know I was there, you know? And she's like, yeah, I was there Thursday, nada, like, whatever, right? So Saturday, they said in the Friday message late at night that they were going to send a message Saturday evening, the principal. And she sent a message, but it was from both, like from the school, right? And then basically saying that HPD is involved. No dijeron nada de los threats. Yeah, it's under, you know, but there was already an investigation going. Mm-hmm. Y that's it.
But they didn't never mention don't bring your kid to school.
Nothing.
Okay.
And then... no.
That's Saturday evening.
That was Saturday evening. Yesterday, I was talking to my sister-in-law and she's like, I don't know if I'm going to send him. And I'm like, no, I mean, I'm like, we're going to go like to the ceremony, you know, because it's just that like Milo's literally just going to show up. He's not even going to eat there because after the ceremony, you can take them home. So he's just going to come home with us. His ceremony's at 10. It was at 10:30. And then I'm like, oh, we were going to get there at 10 today at the school. I'm like, so he's technically not even going to be there. Like, you know, I'm like, he's going to be there with us basically.
Right.
And then he's going to go home. God forbid of anything. And she's like, oh, yeah. She's like, well, did you see the stuff, you know? And I'm like, the what? She's like, the thread. And I'm like, no. And then she showed me and it actually scared me. Like, I mean, I'm not going to show the picture, guys, but it was literally like a picture of a gun and then the person saying, like, I'm going to shoot up the school on Monday.
Yeah.
Like, something, y'all gonna be dead. Like, that honestly, when she showed me that, I'm like, dude, that is scary. I understood why she was worried.
Yeah.
You know, because to me, again, I didn't even know what type of threat it was. Nada. So.
And this is a kid who's
in middle school.
Middle school.
Yeah. Because the schools are connected, you know,
Yeah.
which is pretty common nowadays. A lot of schools have the elementary and the middle school together. Like, it's muy común. And then I was like, dude, that's super scary. And she's like, yeah, I know. Literally an hour later, they posted the thing. The principal posted like on yesterday. We're so grateful for like the parents that are being very understanding, blah, blah, blah. As y'all understand, we're going to move the ceremony to virtual ceremony. The ceremony de los kids.
I guess that's what
parents,
HPD advised.
Probably.
Yeah.
Parents aren't allowed. Kids cannot bring their backpack. And in my head, I'm just like, so then why not close the school for the day?
Yeah.
¿Me entiendes? And move the ceremony. Like, that was my thought process. And then when I read that we weren't allowed, I was like, we're not sending Milo. Like, he's not going to go.
Yeah.
And Roland's like, yeah, like, he's like, that's stupid. Like, how do they expect parents not to show up but want the kids to go? No backpack. Like,
yeah.
HPD, like, extra security being there, like, supuestamente, you know? I was like, no.
They're basically saying you can look at your kid through Zoom.
Yeah. Like, no. Like, maybe some parents can't afford keeping their babies home, you know, because they have to work and then have a babysitter. I mean, you just don't have a choice, right?
Basically, they already had the ceremony, though, right?
Yeah, they already had the ceremony.
Happened.
No, thank
Gracias
God.
a Dios,
But
yeah.
no, the thing is, the ceremony didn't even happen where it was supposed to happen. Everything happened. Everything's going on in the classroom right now. Like, the teachers.
Oh, they're not leaving their classroom.
They're not leaving their classroom.
They didn't even go to the auditorium ni nada.
Nada. Like, I know. So I told her, like,
for what go to school for then? Like,
I know, right? Honestly, that's my thought process. Like, if there's a sub, if Milo has two teachers.
Like, why are the teachers even risking their lives? Stay home.
Yeah. So one of them, they called me yesterday to work, right?
Today.
Because
they were not going.
Because one of the teachers weren't, like, a few, there was, like, spots open. But my agency doesn't even know, I don't think. Because the school is not going to communicate it either, you know?
Yeah.
Which I honestly wanted to message the consultant and be like, hey, you know, this is happening at this school, like, just so you know. And then, but I didn't even wake up early enough to even do that or want to deal with it. And yesterday, it was super late already. Entonces, the teacher one of the teachers that I sub for, she messaged me and she's like, hey, like, are you going to cover, you know, like, she's like, I'm not going. And I'm like, no, I'm staying home with my kid. And she's like, yeah, me too. And she's like very upset because she's like, I hate that they're not taking the proper like protocol measures. Yeah. To keep the teacher's safety, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, I get it. It's a middle school kid. Maybe it was a joke, but you don't joke like that.
Yeah.
And then she sent me, she's like that there was multiple threats, like that they were posting, same person. She only sent me one, but that one that she sent me that I showed you was very scary because the kid said, if you have a sibling, ¿qué decía? Like,
it said like, better be careful if you have a sibling.
Yeah, because the schools are in the same place, you know, and it's very scary to
like
think that.
Better be careful if you have a little sibling.
A little sibling, yeah, like you don't joke like that.
Yeah,
you don't joke like that. And and then she said, I talked to her today. I was messaging her earlier. She said that they still haven't caught the kid. Teachers are still, they have to be there like regular day.
All day.
Yeah, all day. And then my sister-in-law said they were supposed to have HPD on campus. And then she messaged me saying, she's like, did you know that they don't have HPD? And now my thing, I'm like, well, maybe they have HPD in like the other side or inside the school where she couldn't see them. But she's like, no, that the teacher was saying like, because she was like, she's not sending my nephew, right? But she's like, I'm going to take the teacher's lunch because she felt bad that they still had to be there, you know? Oh. And then she's like, that the teacher's like, yeah, they're not taking, like, teachers into account, really, you know? I hate that both Milo's teachers are there right now. We did the virtual ceremony, and we could see it was 8 students out of, like, 24 that showed up.
Wow.
Yeah. And 2 of the students that got perfect attendance didn't go. Because of this is a scary thing, you know? Like, I don't know. And I told Rollie when I was watching it, I'm like, me da mucho sentimiento because this is the second year. We can enjoy something like that with Milo because last year was because of COVID. Mm-hmm. Like, he did go to school, you know, but everything was virtual.
Yeah.
everything, and it sucked, you know, as a parent, because we can't experience that with him. So this year is the first year we're actually able to join him in events, like,
and then
see him singing, see him dance, or whatever, you know, the little performances that they do. And the one that we wanted to be there for, which is the graduating from pre-K to kinder.
Ronnie didn't even go to work.
I know he didn't even go to work, because he's like, nah, I'm gonna like
go to the ceremony.
Yeah, like be there and like hype him up, you know. And then they were I went to go decorate Friday, because after the ceremony, the class was supposed to have a party, you know, and parents were allowed, like. And then I don't know. And then one of the moms messaged me. She sent her daughter, and she's the other volunteer mom, right? Because it's like me and her. And then she's like, which shout out to me, because the teachers gave me an award too for being It was me and the other mom. So the other mom messaged me and she's like, hey, are you sending Milo to school? But she sent me like at 7:20, and I replied like at 8. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to send him. It really scares me, you know. And then she's like, and then she came back and said, I'm like, oh, did you send your daughter? And she's like, yeah, I sent her, because literally, I'm not even kidding you. She said, sí la mandé. Yo también tengo miedo. Pero de todas formas, tienen que ir toda la semana. Like, you think I'm going to send Milo? If I don't see tomorrow, like, what the fuck is going on? I'm not sending him.
That the thread is clear.
Oh, I'm not sending him. I feel
that you found the kid.
Because what if, okay, the kid got scared that it got out of the hype, you know?
Yeah.
Y luego he shows up tomorrow when it dies down. Like, no, like, you know, and you know it's crazy? I'm supposed to work the last 2 weeks of the school year.
Which is next week and the following week after that.
Yeah. And I'm actually, I never really work on like the elementary side, but I'm actually covering the elementary side the last 2 weeks of school. And I told Orlando, yeah, I'm going to go. Like, hopefully by then it's está calmado, you know. Pero si no, and he's like, no, like, Milo's not going to go to school until we figure out what's going on.
I think majority of the school threats or shootings happen towards the end of the year.
You think so?
Yeah. Like, you know, the same thing as like most fights.
Oh, yeah, most fights
do happen at the end of the school
last
year.
Weeks, right? Yeah. But Berlin's like, if this kid is posting it, right, on social media, how serious can it be? Is he doing it for hype?
Or for attention, yeah.
For attention. He's trying to be funny. He's trying to be cool. Because if you think about it, he's like, a lot of the shootings that happen, kids don't give warnings. They just do it.
Yeah.
You know? And then I'm like, yeah. And sometimes they do post it and they get caught before they even do something. ¿Me entiendes? Or maybe the person that did do it, they did post it and nobody even saw it. ¿Me entiendes? Like,
a lot of these kids, especially when they're in middle school, I don't think they know the severity of the consequences of what can happen.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's sad.
Yeah. Like, they're also kids, you know. And I feel like, honestly, también it falls back into the parents of not monitoring their children.
Yeah, because it's just like, how do you not...
Yeah. I don't understand how a preteen can have
access to a gun.
Yeah, not only that, but to social media. Like how does a preteen have... For what?
Which is nowadays
it's normal. But for what?
But yeah, I agree. For what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and if you are gonna allow it, like, okay, I have a friend. Her daughter is 6th grade, I think. Y tiene Instagram la niña, but her account is private, and the mom has access to her account.
You have to be very monitoring it.
And it's like I follow her daughter, right? Obviously, because it's a close friend of mine, and. It's just, ella pone cosas de su dance, you know. I see her pictures with her friend. Like, she posted Happy Mother's Day to her yesterday. And I'm just like, your kids, you can have it, yes. But for the right reasons, man. Like, you gotta monitor why your kid even wants social media. ¿Me entiendes? Like, yeah, you want to keep up with your friends or something. They don't, whatever, you know. But like,
and if they don't know how to use it responsibly, you take it away.
Yeah, take it away. Yeah, like, you're the parent. Yeah. We have the control of this. And yeah, it's scary to think that it's like a middle school kid doing that. I mean, but again, we could be blinded that it was even a middle school kid. What if it was an adult?
Yeah.
And we have no knowledge. ¿Me entiendes? Como, like, I honestly... I've always said it, like, to Roland and to family members. I do not care for perfect attendance. Like, I'm big on that. Because to me, it's like, digo, Roland, I don't care for perfect attendance because what are they going to get? Just an award at the end of the year? You were here every day. Thank you for letting the school get paid because you were here. Instead of like being home whenever. I'm not going to send Milo to school if he's sick. One, right? Two, I'm not going to send him to school if his teachers aren't there. If there's a sub. Why? Because subs, sometimes they don't have work for the kids and they just let them do whatever. You know, I'm a sub and sometimes I don't have the work, so I have to come up with the work myself, or they literally just watch movies. ¿Me entiendes? And so why waste his time being there?
For when you would want to keep him.
And I'd rather just keep him, you know? If they have an event and they're like, y'all can take the kids home after if you like, I'm going to take him home. Because why not? You know, if I'm able to, yeah, I know he's going to be here. Why am I going to have him with the teachers watching him? Especially if the teachers are like, oh, no, like, we don't have anything planned for today. Like, since a lot of the kids are going to go home, we're just going to throw, like, a little party, like, educational party or something, you know?
No, yeah, I can see how that would be good, but I can also see how that could also make a child feel like, I don't have to show up if I don't want to show up. Or I don't have to show up because this is happening. So you almost make them be indisciplined. You know what I mean? Like, because just because at work there won't be work that day, that means you're not gonna show up.
No, yeah, but I think
you have to show up still.
Yeah, but I think it's different though, because I feel like with me, like, it's not like he's showing up home and not doing nothing.
Yeah, he still has to clean his room, and that's how you told me.
Yeah, so I feel like it's one of those things like no lo mando porque yo soy de bebona y no lo quiero llevar a la escuela. Like, no, it'll be like, nah, he's gonna stay home and he's gonna do something. Because when I looked into the homeschool thing, dude, kids don't even need literally only 30 minutes a day for educational stuff.
Yeah.
Literally. And then they go to school for 8 hours. ¿Me entiendes? Como? So when I went to go, I did ask the school, I'm like, hey, like, does it even matter, you know? Like, if I take him out early? And then I asked like 3 people and they're like, honestly, no, like, it doesn't. Like, as long as it's not affecting his
grades.
His grades, his education. Yeah. You know what I mean?
How advanced he is. And honestly, like, I feel like that's putting too much in a child. A child is going to learn what he gravitates towards, you know?
Yeah. At his own pace.
No le vas a decir, like, or make him feel like eres bien burro porque you're not as advanced as the other 20 that we have in this class. You know? And that's kind of like messed up because I saw that growing up a lot. Yo miraba como los kids would get praised y a otros kids, they would be like, no, you have to stay there longer. That's messed up.
Yeah, that is messed up.
Like, no, they can go to recess, but you got to stay here because you're slow at learning.
You know, and then like Milo has a little friend in his class and él is super advanced. Super advanced. Habla muy bien. Milo just got to the 100 number counts. And I think I told you, right? That he got to the 100 club, right? And his little friend a week later got to the 200. Yeah.
Así de rápido. Yeah.
And ese niño está ahí todos los días. Ese es el que agarró perfect attendance, right? But to me, it's just like, I'm fine with, like, I know Milo's on track. And if he wasn't on track, it's because I know, as a parent, I'm going to help him. It's an everyday practice.
Yeah, no solo debes dejar toda la maestra.
No, it's not. It's not really up to the teacher. What I do is I tell the teacher, well, what are y'all working on so I can work that at home, like, so we can be like on the same. If you're telling me you're working on the letter P, I'm gonna work on letter P.
Yeah.
¿Me entiendes? Como? And that's why I don't care for the attendance,
right?
Because it's just like
we're both working. I work here with him, and
because to me it's just like okay, he sees. I feel like, you know how you said the whole he still has to show up. You know, I think it's like it comes down to like we're not the type of parents that are gonna be like, you have to go to college. We're not, you know, but if he wants to, then do it.
Right.
I think we want to raise him to where it's like, if you want something, you got to work for it. You got to get it, you know? And I feel like that's not only taught like with attendance, if not with the work you put in. ¿Me entiendes como o no?
A little bit. Yeah. But I do still think that attendance, like attending to anything, you know, in a disciplinary form, it's very helpful for a child. Porque us humans, we work and we develop better, in my opinion, in a routine manner. Like, you wake up, you brush your teeth, you shower, and that's the way we develop a healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? So whenever
to some though.
Yeah.
To some.
Like me, I'm a very routine person, but I know my older sister, that's misery for her.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
She'll be like, "Oh, you're a robot." Like she'll look at me like you're a robot.
Yeah.
But because I don't give myself a choice.
No,
you know
I'm
a
routine person too.
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't give myself a choice. Like I have to do it.
Yeah.
Today, this morning, I was like, bro.
But you know what too though? I'm not even gonna lie, but I also feel it's because you don't have kids.
Yeah, probably.
Because
no tengo otra responsabilidad.
Yeah, and I feel like once you have a kid, like I could be a routine person, but let's say my routine is like wake up at 5 a.m. But I know I'm not gonna wake up at 5 a.m. if my kid is giving me trouble at night.
Yeah.
¿Me entiendes? Como my routine the next day is so thrown off, and that's why a lot of moms say like they're overstimulated because it's just like so much is going on.
Pero no puedo hacer esto.
Exactly. Yeah. But I agree though. Attendance can be important in certain areas. You know, like
I'm the only concern when you say like, oh yeah, we're not attendance people. The only concern I have around that and about that would be that's also important for a child. To learn that attendance is important.
Yeah. But I feel like he's so little. Él no capta the attendance thing.
He does. He does.
That right now he's just like counting down his days of school.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to go to school soon.
Like, okay, 3 more weeks. And the teacher said 3 more weeks. He's like, all right, 3 more weeks, you know. And that's it. Like, but you're right. Maybe he does know when he doesn't. But I think the thing too would be like, he'd be like, I don't want to go to school. Da-da-da. I think that'd be different, you know.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like in the mornings, I know he doesn't want to wake up, but he'll wake up as soon as he brushes his teeth. He's good to go.
Yeah, he's up.
Yeah, and he has to take his lunch, you know, because if not, it's another argument. Like, why do I have to? Why can't I take lunch? You know.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you're gonna eat with your friends in the cafeteria, and he's like, can I take a snack? Yeah, go ahead, take a snack. You know, and that's it. You know. But yeah, I can see it like with time. Yeah. Obviously, I feel like sacándolo así less, it would be as he grows up.
Yeah.
Porque right now it's all fun and games and like I would be you know?
So down to like I have a middle school child or a high school child and he's doing bomb in school and he just wakes up and he's like, Mom, I don't want to go to school. All right, stay home. You're doing great. You know? It's not a problem. I feel like you don't feel like going? That's fine. Like you're doing great in school. There's no reason why I should not let you have a lounge day. You know what I mean?
Like right now that the ceremony happened, Milo, fueron in alphabetical order. Y fue el primero. Ya estaban a letter M, right? And he was the first one to get 3 awards. I was just like, and he's like, I got 3? I was just like, yes, you got
Everybody
3.
else got 1 or 2, but he got 3.
He was one of the ones that got 3 awards, you know? And I'm just like, yeah. So I guess maybe that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think right now it matters. Yeah. But of course, the older he gets, the more he's learning in class.
Yeah.
Y ahorita es fácil. Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, you're right. Like, it'll be like, hey, you want to leave, you know, if si quieres faltar, you have to be on it in school.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I hope and pray that he does good in school. Because I did really good with my grades. And Roland was really good with his grades. So we're hoping que le sale un poquito de los dos para que saquen good grades.
And isn't it crazy when things don't go right almost in a child's life? It affects the grades a lot.
Yeah,
like I was just listening to a podcast where they were saying that the little girl was being touched by the teacher.
No.
And out of nowhere, her grades just started declining. And the parents were like, hey, what's wrong? Like, she was an A+ student. And the parents asked her, what's wrong? Like, why are your grades failing? And she came clean to them and said that, you know, she's just scared of her teacher now. And she used to love her teacher. But now she's scared of him.
No.
Yeah.
With that being said, let's go on a quick break and then we can touch on that really quick. Sorry.
The scenario of how this man groomed this little girl was basically she was hurt from her arm, right? Mm-hmm. So she missed school for like 2 days and she needed to make up work. And I guess when he was interrogated, he was explaining to the officers that the work that she was going to do would only take like 10 minutes. That's why he didn't bring another
another student
along with her. Yeah. So they went into the classroom, them two, and he says that he sat in his desk and she sat in her desk and she was doing it really quick, right? And then she told him, like, my arm hurts. And so he went up to her, right? And he's like, where? Right here? And he was just touching her in the arm. But he said that's all he did. Well, the little girl, whenever the parents saw whenever the parents saw that her grades were going bad and that she wasn't talking as much anymore, she was not being herself, whenever the little girl explained to them why she was being like that, right? Why she wasn't comfortable in school anymore, she said that because her favorite teacher was tickling her. And they were like, tickling what? They were like, he was tickling my privates. Yeah.
Damn. And in court, like if, like, you know how I don't know if you've heard that, like, as an adult, you have to teach your kid, like, your private areas, real names.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like,
yeah.
no puedes decirle, oh, did he touch your cookie? Like,
yeah, no.
No. Porque then in court, they're not going to know, like.
Well, what does that
obviously,
mean?
we know.
Yeah.
But legally, it's like, okay, no, where? Show me. And then they have to, like, show. Obviously, not.
Or say the actual word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Porque no puede, a cookie can be your arm.
Yeah.
I don't know, anything, With Milo sí le decimos, like, okay, tus bebitos, like, like that. And then, or your bombies, like, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, it's scary. Like, I see, me too, like, as a mom, I do think, like, it is, like, our job to be on top of everything, like, and when Milo was little, I swear, like, it's not even, a thing that I want to think, obviously it's like the worst thing.
You can't help it.
But I can't help it, when
especially
he was little.
How the world is now.
Yeah, cuando estaba chiquito, con cualquier persona, like, cualquier persona. Y es personas que, para mí, are, like, super close, and I'm trusting you with my kid.
Yeah.
I don't trust just anybody, but I'm trusting you, and I would still get thoughts, because él lloraba cuando lo dejaba. Pero si no me miraba, he was fine.
Uh-huh. But if he didn't see you leave, he was okay.
Yeah, but
only if he saw you
goodbye
leave.
part, that was like, okay, well, what's going on?
Why are you crying?
Yeah, everyone is like, no, nothing's going on.
You're just leaving, and you're the mom. He doesn't want you to go.
Yeah, I was gonna use somebody as an example, but then I feel bad, so I'm not gonna use anybody. But it did happen to me a lot, like, and
just leaving people.
You know what? Too, I just told my suegra this yesterday. That when I was younger, I used to dream a lot of, like, getting, like, RAPED.
Really?
Yeah.
By, like, random people?
Yeah, like, it was, like...
People that you have seen?
No,
you knew?
I never saw their face. I never saw their face. Because I literally... This is crazy because we were just talking about dreams yesterday at my in-laws. And I was like, I would dream that I would get, a lot. Like...
When you were little?
When I was young, yeah. Oh. When I was young. Pero gracias a Dios nunca me ha pasado, right?
Yeah.
Pero yeah, I would dream that. And then I told her, I'm like, which is weird because the time, I would never... Okay, so the thing in my dream, I would always be chased y a veces no me alcanzaban. And I think que me alcanzó the guy. I couldn't see his face like once or twice. And then while it was happening, I didn't feel anything. I was numb.
Not even fear?
Yeah, I was scared.
Yeah.
I was anxious, scared. Because I could see them. But no pain.
Yeah.
And I was sitting here. But I feel like because obviously as a kid, I was never...
You don't know how that feels
exactly,
or anything. Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like that's why my dream... But I never even... Now that I'm thinking about it, I never even looked up why. Like, I even dreamt that. Because gracias a Dios, like, no...
Nunca te ha pasado eso. Yeah.
Nunca me ha pasado eso, And it's weird to even think that that was probably one of my weirdest dreams. I had probably like, I want to say like 5 times. And that's a lot, I feel. Like
that is low-key a lot.
Like in dreams, I feel like it was like a thing where I would dream that the guy would like try to get me. Nunca me alcanzó.
What about maybe you saw it in a movie or something when you were little?
I'm thinking that that's probably what it was.
Or maybe somebody, like a little friend told you a story. And you just couldn't stop thinking about it when you were a kid?
I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe it was a movie. I don't know.
Because I remember when I was in middle school, like 6th grade, I remember a friend told me about her experiences of being RAPD. And I just couldn't. I couldn't stop thinking about it, dude. Like, then she was crying hysterically of like,
did she get help?
No, I didn't know how to help her. I was a kid, you know, but she told a group of girls. We were all in a group and she was telling us her experience. And I was just like, what the heck? Like, I didn't know how to react to it, to be honest. I didn't. But I just remember that to this day, when I see her on social media,
you know.
Yeah, I cannot not think of that.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm trying to... I honestly, if that did happen, I can't remember. But I remembered yesterday. I hadn't even remembered that in a long time. But they were talking about dreams, like weird dreams. I'm like, I had that weird dream. Like, that's weird, you know? Like, that even would come to mind. And, you know, I think now that I think about it, I think one of the times I woke up and I peed my bed.
Del susto, maybe, del miedo.
Del miedo, yeah. And I remember I was so confused, you know? But yes, I mean, I know that sounds crazy. It sounds like I probably did go through it, you know, when I was younger. But no, that never happened. Like, unless it did, and I'm just blocking it.
Unless you were like 2 years old or something, or 1 year old.
Nah.
You know, I still do have like little, me acuerdo cositas, like vivid images of when I was like 1 or 2.
Oh, really?
Of when I was in Mexico, because I was born in Mexico.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I was born in Mexico.
Have you told me this before?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I was born in Mexico. And we were brought over here in el DF.
Really?
Soy de la ciudad.
Oh my God.
Soy de la ciudad. Yo no soy del rancho.
Wow, I didn't know you were from Mexico. Wow. So we have 100% Mexicana and over here Salvadorian, you know.
But you're not 100%? You were born over there?
No, I wasn't born over there. I was born over here.
So you're like 25.
No, I'm 100% Salvadorian. Born here, though. So let's just say that. But, so your sisters too, or just you?
All of us.
Your younger sister también?
All of us.
It's only 3, right?
Yes. And we were like, this... To me, it's so crazy que queríamos pasar la frontera and we're so little y nos agacharon 3 veces. So we made it on the 4th time.
Yeah. Was it like a struggle crossing for you?
Yes, for my mom. For me, I don't even remember it.
Oh, you don't?
No,
how old were you?
I was 3. And my little sister was like 1.5. And then my older sister was like 6.
Does she remember?
Yeah, she remembers. I remember little things.
Did she say it was like bad?
Yeah, she does say. I don't know if she remembers like my mom saying, just leave me to die here already. And I think she did because she was like super scared. Like, no, mom, you have to keep running with us.
It was just y'all? And
no,
your dad?
mi papá was already here in the United States. He was already in Houston.
So your mom se fue contigo y tus sisters?
Yes.
By herself?
Y con una tía.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, y con una tía. So mi tía was helping her out with us. But we just couldn't cross. We couldn't. They kept catching us. I just remember one moment where we were in the jail. Y mi mamá puso un vestido and she's like, just sit here. Yeah. Yeah, and my mom, pobrecita, when she says the story, sometimes she cries. Yeah. Because she's like, yeah, like, porque when they were saying that my mom was Salvadorian or from Honduras, somewhere over there. Because mi mamá tiene la cara como si she's from over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her facial features don't look Mexican. So when they looked at her, they're like, usted no es de México. Y estas niñas sí son mexicanas, usted se la robó. So they were trying to take us away from my mom. And my mom was like, no, you're tripping. No, sir, like, a mí no me van a quitar a mis hijas. Yeah. But my mom's heart was like, what the heck? They're trying to send me to El Salvador. Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine if there was like a whole trafficking thing.
Yeah, probably. That's what the police thought, like.
No, and like I'm saying, good. Like, imagine, like, the police doing the trafficking.
Oh, sí, también.
Like, I'm so glad she was able to fight that.
Until my older sister was the one who started crying, saying, si es mi mamá. But imagine if she wouldn't have been able to speak. Nos hubieran...
Oh, my God, that gave me the chills. Yeah. Pobrecita.
She was screaming at them. Yeah. Si es mi mamá.
Wow, so your sister kept y'all together?
Yeah, basically. If she wouldn't have said nothing, we would have...
Dang.
We would have been in an island.
So basically you did go to... So you can't go to Mexico? Or you already fixed your papers?
No, I can't go to Mexico. That's why I got Kike.
Wait, really?
Hey, tell me if this is messed up. Okay, tell me if this is messed up.
Okay.
It was a requirement. It was a requirement for my future husband to be a citizen. Is that messed up? That was a requirement for me.
For you?
Yes, you have to be a citizen.
It was a standard.
Yes.
Why was it?
Because I need to go to Mexico. That's the only way. Literally, that's the only way I'm able to go over there.
So you can't fix your own papers?
Mm-mm. We've tried. I have DACA.
Oh, you have DACA.
Mm-hmm. But in order for me to get out of DACA, I need to be married to a citizen. And so that was a requirement. I was like, if you come up here and, like, I'm not going to ask you, right? I'm not going to ask you, like, so you got papers?
Wait,
no.
Did you think he had papers?
Yeah, I did.
When
But because he can speak really good English, right? And I was like, when I asked him, oh, so where were you born? He said Michigan. I'm like, period.
He's from Michigan?
Yeah.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
he was born over there. So, yeah, I was like, check. You know? But it was a requirement. Is it messed up?
I don't think it's messed up.
Because a lot of people make it seem like, wow, that's crazy. I told Kika, I was like, honestly, that was a requirement for me. Do you think that's messed up? And he was like, kind of, I was like, let me tell you something. You wanted a hardworking woman, right?
Yeah.
That was a requirement for you, right? And she had to be on her A game.
Everybody has their own standards.
Right. So I was like, you had requirements. Why can't I have one? You know, that's that. You know? Mm-hmm. So he was like, okay, I see what you mean.
I don't think it's messed up. I don't think so, because I feel like I'd be the same if I didn't have. It's just for a better life. Like, why not? And if your husband's going to already do that, why not help you even more?
Like, what if you fell in love with someone who
didn't have papers?
I wouldn't even fall in love.
You don't know that, though.
I would have been like, oh, I can't talk to you. Yeah, that's it.
Alondra,
it's a deal breaker.
Alondra goes on the first date, and one of the questions.
So where were you born? It's a deal breaker.
And what if you're the deal breaker because you were born in Mexico?
Then that's what it is. We all have our boundaries.
Yeah.
We all put our standards, and it is what it is. It's like, oh, you're an immigrant? That's one of yours?
You wouldn't have felt bad?
No, I wouldn't have.
No?
I would have been like, good for you. Good for you that you know what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they had papers and didn't want... I mean, right? If they had papers and didn't want you... Because
that's one of the requirements.
They're going to have to go through the process, like, of fixing your papers. Yeah. Wow. That is wild. I'm grateful to God that that's never been, like, the case.
Your case for you, yeah. Because we were born here.
Because I was born here. I didn't even know you were born over there. Wow, that's crazy. And Kike in Michigan... He looks like a Michigan boy. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't even know how they look. That is crazy. I don't think it's messed up.
Do you know where me and Kika met?
Where?
In Catholic Match.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me. Wait, on the app?
Yeah, it's a website called Catholic Match.
I didn't know you met. Yes. I thought you met at church.
That was our first date in the church. That's where we met in reality, you know.
And she's like, I'm gonna take him to church because I ain't trying to go anywhere else.
Well, I mean, we started talking through Catholic Match, so it only makes sense for a first date to go to church. You know?
Wow, my dad's ex-girlfriend, they met in Christian something. Is it Christian Mingle?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That one. My dad conoció a su ex, like the nurse that saved my life. He met her through that.
And you really liked her, right?
I mean, it was cool. She saved my life, you know. But I mean, we did bump heads before. Yeah. Because whenever my dad got with her, my dad says, so, oh my God, like this Christian and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, bro, stop. Like, stop. Because I know.
And now he's not. Now he's just back to normal.
Yeah, antes it was like, nos invitaban a la iglesia and da-da-da-da. And me, it's just like, I'm Catholic. You know, whatever religion you are, cool. You know, you invite me to your church, I'm going to say, no, thank you. You know, I go to my church, you know. That's it. I have a friend que es pastora. Mm-hmm. That's what you say, right?
Yeah.
And her husband is el pastor. I love talking to her about God because she
has great input. Yeah.
Yes, amazing. She always invites me. Mm-hmm. Y la conozco desde que antes que tuviera Milo. Siempre me invita. Yo platico con ella about my problems sometime. And I've never gone to her church. Like, never. And I tell her, I'm like, she's like, you need to come. And I'm just like, look, like, I'm just going to be real with you. Like, as a Catholic, like, I just can't see myself at another church.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You became Catholic because of Roland's family?
No, my family's always been Catholic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, but that's all I've known. I'm not interested to knowing more because I'm happy
Te sientes a gusto.
I'm happy with my religion.
Yeah, you're content.
I know Catholics have, like, a bad image, you know.
But to each his own.
But to each his own.
You live however
to
you
me,
want.
yeah. Like I don't think every Catholic's the same. You know, I don't think every Christian's the same.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with how I am. I'm happy with my religion, and I respect everybody else's, right? But yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that you met through an app, which is very common nowadays. You know, I have a friend too. She met her boyfriend through an app. I think it was Chispa. There's so many apps nowadays. I don't even know if Chispa is one.
I have a lot of my clients who have that Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah, a Facebook single people or something like that. It's a group of just a Facebook group for singles.
What?
Yeah. I'm like, wow.
Oh my God, that is weird. I mean, it's not weird, but it is for me, right?
Like for me and Kike, we for sure when we met, we're like, oh yeah, nah, we're good. Yeah, when we met in person, we're like, oh yeah, nah, we're gonna be great friends, you know. But nothing about getting together a couple. Do you
Why
not know?
Friends?
Huh?
Why did you feel like he was just gonna be your friend?
I don't know. He was just not it for me. Yeah.
I remember you did say that
yeah.
you were just like, you know, you're not funny. Da, 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 da,
yeah,
and
you're
he
not
asked
funny.
you out that same day.
Yeah, but that was like 7-8 months later.
Wow.
From when we actually met.
And he felt the same about you?
Yeah, he was just like, okay, yeah, cool. We're gonna be good friends.
Y'all friend zoned each other.
Yeah, basically.
And now y'all are getting married.
And now we're getting married.
That's amazing. That's cool. Me and Roland were friends too. Like we started in June, and then we got together in October. So how many months is that?
4?
Yeah, 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
We were friends for 4 months. That's crazy.
And Kike was like, era plan con maña. I liked you all the whole time.
Oh my God. I've never heard that. Plan con maña.
Plan con maña.
That's funny.
Yeah, we could be friends, whatever.
He's from Michigan.
Yeah.
Wow. And then when did you tell him?
I was like, bro, you always liked me.
When did you tell him that him having papers was a requirement for you?
Pretty early on. I laid everything down on him. I'm like, I'm in a relationship to get married. Like, I'm not in a relationship just to be in a relationship. Like,
wait, no.
I
don't know why I was like, wait, that's so messed up. But no, I understood. I'm in a relationship to get papers, but you said I'm in a relationship to get married.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I was like, I'm not over here playing games no more. You know, like, what is it?
Yeah.
Is it 100? Is it 50? Because if you tell me 50, I'm bouncing. You know, yeah. Like I wasn't with the games anymore. So I laid it down pretty early on when we said, yeah, let's give it a shot. But
I do think you and I are very like, we know what we want. I feel like we've always known, you know. I mean, speaking for myself, I feel like I've always known what I wanted in life, you know. And I feel like that was the same for you. Yeah. Like, you knew you wanted to get married. You knew you wanted to fix your papers. And you want to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
You know. And for me, it's just like, I knew I wanted to be married. I wanted the traditional.
Right. And I feel like what's wrong with just saying the truth?
Yeah,
it's
nothing.
better to say the truth and to see what happens than to always say, no, I'm going to keep it to myself because I don't know how the person's going to react. Then where's the adventure? Go live an adventure.
And you know what? Like, for me, it was like the whole... I did want the traditional life. Like, not the traditional life. The traditional process of it. Like, I did want to get married. I never wanted to live with a boyfriend because I would see it so much in my family. And I would see how much they would talk mess, you know. Mm-hmm. Honestly, a lot of the stuff that I did was to prove somebody, like... In a way, it's kind of bad if you think about it. Mainly my mom. Because I wanted to show her that I was going to get married without getting pregnant. That I was going to give me a house and then have my kid. Like,
so tú sientes que hiciste all your improvements in life or all your successes in life was almost
to show her
out of resentment?
I don't think it was out of resentment, but it was more like because I always had the mentality like, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. But I know you don't believe in me. So me doing it for me, I'm going to still show you. ¿Me entiendes? Como, like, that was my mentality. Like, I feel like when my grandparents passed away, it was more like my mom would throw rocks at me, right? Me decía, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. No, I'm not.
Que no te iba a ir bien en la vida.
Or, yeah, like, she's like, the expectations were low, right? And I was like, well, that's what you think, you know? let me show you what I'm going to do, but not for you, for me.
Right.
But I'm still going to show you in a way. Because again, I would always preach like, you don't do drugs for others. You do it because you want to, you know? And that was big on my stuff. But I feel like, again, I always knew what I wanted. So when I met Roland, I feel like I did tell him, oh, like, I don't want to be active until I'm married. You know, I want to do this. Like, I am getting in a serious relationship. Like, you know, I see. But we were in high school.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and I feel like, again.
But you have to grow up so early in age.
Yeah. And I feel like he liked that, obviously, because he's told me before, right? But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like, if you know what you choose wisely.
Mm-hmm. Right? Almost women set up the tone in a relationship. Us women, we set up the tone because men are pretty slow. They don't really know how to go about the situation. Some. Yeah. But most of them. Yeah. Most of them don't know how to go about the situation. Like, si tú lo hubieras dejado a Roland, yeah, let's move in together. Let's get an apartment. You don't gotta get married. He would be like, yeah, sure, let's do that.
Yeah. Because the opportunity was there to move in, right? And I still was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'd rather live in the ghetto and I'm okay.
Right. But you set the tone of like, I want it traditionally. I want our child to be born after marriage. And, you know, pero a él hubiera valido. Pero that's what I'm saying. Us women almost set the tone in our homes, in our relationships.
No, yeah. I feel like we are, as women, we are big in like the guidance.
Yeah.
Right?
We have some sort of authority, but we expect for our men. Like, I've always told Kike, the only thing that I need from you is for you to tell me I got you. That's all. Because I got me. Mm-hmm. But I need somebody to get me. You know, like, that's the only requirement I want from you. Like, I want to feel God. Because I got me, yeah. Believe that, I got me. So, the only thing that will make me be like, dang, that's the one, that's my man, is if you got me too. Because I got me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't be with somebody who's a knucklehead who I don't, you don't got me. I got me, but you don't got me. I can't be with a knucklehead like that. I need a man who got me.
Emotionally? And what do you
mean?
And
everything. Yeah.
In every aspect.
In every aspect. Yeah. Emotionally, financially, decision making.
Yeah.
When we have children, you know, step it up. If I'm not there, do you got me? Do you got us?
Okay, that's another thing that I was going to tell you too. Like the whole, once you have kids. Yeah. Like comparing a husband to a dad, you know. But let me restart the camera really quick. Well, we're going on a quick break, guys. So to me, I always thought great husbands make great dads. Mm-hmm. I always thought that was the case because Roland to me was like a good husband, right? And then, but no, it's not the case. I've seen it in so many cases, like already, like, I mean, Roland is a great dad. I say it a lot. I feel like I feel like he's a great husband, but man, he's an even greater dad. Like, I have to give him that. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's something I didn't even think I was going to need. You know, because to me, if he was a great husband and he sucked as a dad, I would have been like,
excuse me? We got something to work on.
Yeah. Because
where you at?
Yeah, because to me, it's just like I do see some dads that are just there as providers. Yeah. They got the family financially. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, not emotionally.
They're not present.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. I mean, I didn't have my biological dad. Like, he was
that's my case
around.
In my family.
Your dad's a provider.
He's just a provider. He never knew what went on. What was the chaos? He never knew how to. He would always be like, you got it. That's your job. I mean, mama, right? So my mom never communicated with him about the ugly side of the family. He only knew work, and that's it. That's all he did. And that for him was enough. You know? For us, obviously, like at the moment, we didn't care. Mm-hmm. But now when we grow up,
do y'all tell him?
You were absent, Dad. You're barely getting to know who I am.
And what does he say? Because he's very old school, right?
Yeah, he's super old school. But
my dad is eso, right?
So he's very old school, and I don't know if he knows how to admit that he was absent.
Yeah.
He will make up like an excuse of what was happening or why. And like yo también le contesto, you know, like once he said, si yo hubiera sabido que tú hacías drogas, tú nunca las hubieras hecho. And I was like, excuse me? I'm like, un papá de casa sabe lo que pasa en su casa. Si eres un buen padre de casa, tú vas a saber lo que hacen tus hijos en tu casa.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, don't come to me telling me if I would have known, you would have never done that. Well, if you would have been a great
If you would have
parent
been
in
present.
the household, you would have known. You would have known what happens in your house.
Yeah.
But you never knew.
And him being in old school is not even an excuse.
Yeah, for him, there's no excuse as into like
why he wasn't present. Yeah. Because Roland's dad, he's old school.
Yeah.
And man, he's a great dad. Like, he was present. I feel like, you know, I see it, right?
Right.
And the communication is there, you know.
I mean, Dad, we ask him, Dad, like now that we're older, right? And I ask him, what do you think about this? I've asked him, what do you think about Kike? Give me some advice. Give me some input, right?
No te dice nada?
I don't know, mija. It's your decision. It's you. You're the one who's going to live with him. Yeah, he just leaves me empty. Like, I'm over here like, give me something. And he's like, I don't know.
Give me feedback.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't know. It's your life. You're the one who's going to live with him. And that's it. Or when I ask him, like, about my career.
Probably the best.
Como que se lava las manos. He's like, si te va bien, bien. Si te va mal, no fue mi problema. You know, like, I wasn't in it. I didn't give you any input.
Do you think that he's, like, happy with his life?
No. Even though he might say, he's content, right? He's just like, it is what it is, but not happy.
And your mom obviously knows, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest pain of my mom. To see my dad, like,
content and not
just
happy.
There. Yeah. Just there breathing and acting like everything's okay.
Y ella no busca, like,
ways, but she's tired because she's looked for it in too many ways. So I feel like she's drained and tired, and she's like, I can't keep giving and not getting nothing in return.
God forbid, right? But how would you feel if your mom's like, I can't anymore?
I've told her, good mom, go for it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, good. Like,
even though as a Catholic, divorces aren't a thing.
Yeah. They're not, but I'm not going to tell my mom, no, you have to keep being strong and you have to keep... No, I'm like, no. She's a grown woman. If you can't, you can't.
Yeah.
If you feel like you'd rather be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is...
I love my dad, you know. My dad is a great man.
Yeah.
My dad, respectful. He's a provider. He's very responsible. You know, he se preocupa mucho por nosotros. Yeah.
Maybe just not emotionally.
Right. Yeah. Like, my dad calls me every single night. Every single night he calls me. Yeah. To check up on me, to ask me, ¿ya vienes para la casa? Like, every night. Because obviously I leave work late, right?
Yeah.
So every night. And there's been like 2 times that he don't call me, and I'm like, what happened? You know? What happened? Why you didn't call me? Yeah.
I don't have a missed call.
Yeah. So he's a great man. Mm-hmm. Nada más que... Emotionally. So ahora, now that I'm bigger, I don't know if my sisters is the case, but a mí me toca to hear them out. To hear them out why. Mm-hmm. Why their life kind of sucks. And why they don't know how to get out of that suckness or that funk, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy you say that, because I feel like with my mom, I mean, pues I've said it, like, it was always rough, you know? And now that I'm older, we have a way better relationship. She actually me busca más, yo la busco a ella, whatever. And así, you know how last time you're like, I feel like you haven't forgiven her. I feel like I have. But I also feel like I'm like in this era where I'm like, I forgave her, right? But I'm in this era where I'm like, I feel that I'm healed, right? But she isn't healed from whatever she has gone through and caused her to do that to me, right? And now I feel like I'm her guidance in a way. And it can be, that is the exhausting part.
So you almost feel like there's a missing puzzle to the puzzle?
To her puzzle.
Yeah.
And then me being the guidance for her, it can be exhausting in a way. ¿Me entiendes? Porque, don't get me wrong, my mom is not one to express her feelings, right? And one time she did call me and she was like upset, right? She was she was crying, I want to say. It was something that means grandparents, right? Because the one that passed away was her mom. And my mom has a really rough relationship with her sisters. Well, one of the sisters. Siempre pelean, se contentan, right? It's gotten physical. Like.
¿A esta edad?
Yes, girl.
What?
It's gotten physical. Like, my mom's thrown it down, you know? Like, she used to fight a lot in school and stuff like that. I think that's where I get it from. That the whole, like, I'm not going to back down no matter who you are, you know? And, but yeah, she's thrown it down with her younger sister. And, I remember one time she called me and she was crying. She's like, hey, your tia just showed up. She just showed up. Like, what do I do? And to me, that was like, she didn't call me. I'm sorry. She sent a message to me and my siblings. And I knew she was like having a rough day, you know, because it was, I want to say it was like something remembering her. Oh, I think it was my grandma's birthday, like 2-3 years ago. 2 years ago, actually. And I was just like, and I replied back and I'm like, you're the older sister. Maybe she's showing up there because she needs you.
Yeah, she needs her older sister.
You know, my grandma's not here. And if she's literally showing up at your job, you know, talk to her.
Are you the oldest sister too?
Me?
From your siblings?
No, I have an older sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an older sister.
Because I think my older sister is like our mom.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I feel like...
she has like a mommy thing. Like, she's like, did you get it done? Is it done? Is it done? Like, I'm just like, dang, girl, stop.
I don't think
she's very mommy.
I don't think that's me and my older sister. I think me and my sister go at it a lot.
So I got my dress.
You got your wedding dress?
I got my wedding dress, and my sister was just asking all these questions, and I was like, I didn't think of asking that. You know? Yeah. She was asking.
Has she been married?
My older sister, no, never.
Oh,
she did get married, pero por el civil. Like 11, 12 years ago.
Oh, you got your dress. That is so dope. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you have a picture?
I do.
Or is it a surprise for the guests?
It's a surprise for everybody.
No, I respect that. I respect that. Because for me, too, it was the same way.
Yeah.
It was that wow moment in church, you know? That's exciting, though. But no, my older sister is not for
mommy.
me.
Yeah.
For my little brother, because she would take care of my little brother a lot. So she'll tell my little brother, I'm your second mom, you know? I see, like, things like that. But to me, she don't tell me that because she knows that's not how me and her rocked. Like, you know, we were too close in age, I feel like. So it was just like, nah, you never had me. So I had to figure it out, you know, like that. And we would fight a lot, me and my older sister. But I do blame her because I feel like her as an older sister, she should have been able to guide me instead of fighting with me. ¿Me entiendes cómo? I'm sure there was fights that I probably caused for dumb reasons, you know, but she should have showed me better. Like with my nieces, I see my older niece do something and my little niece like argue with her or fight, and I'm just like, you're the older sister, you need to call her out on it, and you need to be like, hey, don't do this, but you don't do it either. You can't expect her not to do it and then you go and do it, like, you know, like that. I think that as an older sibling, that's how I am with my younger sister. Me and my little sister, like this. Ella sí, like, the worst thing that me and my little sister has ever told me was fat ass. Not kidding you.
That's the worst thing. And you were
that's
like,
the worst thing.
Oh,
and she was little.
really?
Yeah, she was little, and that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Like,
no, me and my little sister, we've told each other everything.
No, girl,
we're bad.
You want me little
and I think
sister?
that's probably my mistake too. And I've told her, like, dude, I'm sorry if I wasn't a good big sister to you. I mean, little sister.
I do think it's on the older sibling to guide the little one.
Yeah.
And want more for them, but you genuinely have to want more.
Yeah.
Porque if you don't and you're just saying, oh, I want more for you, but and deep down you're just like a little envious. Like,
eso es algo que los parents también le dicen a los older kids. If your parents didn't tell you as an older child, hey, you need to protect the little one,
I don't agree.
You're not going to tend to do it.
I don't think that's true, though. Porque mi mom nunca me dijo a mí.
Yeah.
I think I had it in my mind.
No, but you grew up with your grandparents. They guided you a lot.
They did. You're right. That's true. But yeah, me and my little sister, like, nunca nos hemos peleado.
Yeah.
Nunca. If we disagree,
it's just that, yeah, we disagree.
We disagree.
Yeah.
But now that I'm speaking on it, I want to say, like, me and my little sister have probably an amazing relationship. But she's not one to argue either. Mm-hmm. Ella no. She don't agree. She's all right, whatever. But she'll argue with my older sister and my little brother. Pero conmigo, nunca. Si le pido un favor, ella me lo hace.
I think my sister argue. Do we? I think we used to argue. We don't argue anymore.
Shout out to my little sister, though, because now that I think about it, I'm just like, man, we do have a really good relationship. Like, ella para cuidar a Milo no me cobra. Mm-hmm. I know she'll charge
¿Te cobran?
I know
your family members? I didn't know que te cobran los family members.
Well, a mí...
I'm over here, mamá, se lleva los nietos. I'm like, I'm paying you.
Nah, like,
I get it if it's like once honestly, a month. That's why would I know you charge me?
No, like Milo's padrino, my cousin, and you know his tía, well, his wife, right? Ellos cuando cuidan a Milo nunca me han cobrado. Like, you know, thank God, right?
Dude, how do people have kind of like the guts to tell you, sí, te lo cuido por 100? Like,
no, I feel like I've offered.
Oh, okay.
You know, like I'll pay you because I know it's just like you're taking care of my kid, right? But again, it's the only people really have been like que me han cobrado, my little brother. Mm-hmm. But not really, because he's like, just buy. I'm like, I'll pay you $20, and he'll be like, just buy me food.
Okay,
like that.
No, he's little también.
But I know that they've charged my older sister.
Oh,
¿Me entiendes cómo? Because she'll be like, I'll pay you, or how much, and then my little sister will be like, well, how much are you gonna pay me? Like,
well, she probably has a lot.
Well, she has 3 kids, yeah. But I just feel like, I don't know. I really do think it just comes down to the relationship, because my little sister knows that she's like, if I'm asking her, es porque...
No es por maña.
Ajá, no es mi last minute y sabe que no es porque me voy a ir a tomar a poner peda. Like, es porque...
You got something important going on.
It's for the podcast. More than likely, it's for the podcast. Y si es to go out, it's just super rare, you know? But yeah, me and her... Cheers for me and her, porque I'm telling you, the worst thing she's called me was a fat ass. We got into it one time. And it was just nada, like no disrespect.
Like, it's cool because I'm not fat.
Like, but that's when she was little. But it was my fault though, and she called me a fat because I was like, "Dang, Nere, you're getting another snack. Like, why did I have to do that?" I said something within those lines because she was going through the pantry, right? And I said something within those lines, and she turned around, she's like, "At least I'm not a fat ass like you." Yeah. And I was like, oh, "Wow, she called me a fat ass." Pero sí peleábamos cuando estábamos chiquitas, right? Sí, nos peleamos. Pero ahorita como adultos, like, nada. Like, con ella, no. Mi little brother, I'll bump heads into him porque él es bien chiflado. Like, he's spoiled. He gets genuinely jealous of, like, special treatment towards my sister or towards me by my mom or my stepdad.
Pues chiquito.
Yeah, he's used to being babied, you know? And so we bump heads. Él sí he has disrespect. I mean, he's told me F you before. And I was like, all right. I was really upset when he told me that.
Really?
Yeah. Which is crazy because I don't cuss at my family like that, you know? My older sister, yeah, we've gone at it. Like, I've told her some things and she's told me
and my sisters, we went at it really bad. Like, even my mom would be like, no se digan esas cosas. Yeah. And I'd be like, I don't give. You F. Meet me outside.
Cash me outside. How about that?
We were really mean to each other.
Oh, no. Me and my older sisters, yeah, the relationship was really rocky. It was to the point that one time, my older sister le regaló un vestido a mi mom. No le quedó, right? So my mom me lo dio a mí. My sister wasn't living with us.
Y te miró el vestido.
She came back to live with us because she was going through whatever she was going through. She came back to live with us. And this was I was in my prime time. Like, I was going to college, working full time, going out, paying my mom the rent, the $500 rent that I would pay her. And my sister moved back in. She would not pay nothing, right? So then my sister saw that I had the dress. And then this is how bad our relationship was. And she was like, give me the dress. And I'm just like in the hallway, right? I'm like, no, it's mine. She's like, no, I gave it to my mom. And I'm like, I know. It didn't fit my mom, so she gave it to me. And then my mom walks to the hallway. And then she's like, no, that's not right. I gave it to her, so if it doesn't fit her, it should go back to me. And I'm like, dude, No, like she literally gave it to me.
Ya se lo dices tú a ella.
Yeah.
Ella me lo dio a mí.
Tú se lo dices. Yeah, I was like, you gave it to her as a gift and she gave it to me as a gift porque it didn't fit her, you know? And then she's like, no, I want it. It's my dress. And then I was just like, and I looked at my mom like, are you going to tell her something? And you know what my mom said? She's
Dale el
like,
vestido.
Eve, dale el vestido. I was like, what? Like, and my little sister was in the back and she was just shaking her head. I was just so thrown off.
You cried?
Heck yeah, I cried. I called my best friend because I was going out, so I was going to wear that dress. And I was so upset, man. And then I talked to my friend. I still went out. And I was like drinking with my best friend, Rose, you know. And I'm like, man, this and this, you know, this is going on. But she always knew what was going on because we've been best friends since high school, you know, since freshman year. And then I was like, I knew she was living behind her mom's house in like a little 2-bedroom apartment. And then I was just like, hey, let me move in with you. She's like, yeah. I'm like, how much do you charge me? And she's like, just give me $200 a month. I was just like, 200?
It's a steal.
And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, for sure, I'll move in. And she's like, how much you pay your mom? I'm like, $5. She's like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm paying her $5. And she's like, yeah, come. So then I went out. The next day, me and my sister went at it again. I went out, came back. Like, I want to say it was a Sunday. And I just told my mom, I'm moving out. She's like, ¿Cuándo? Tomorrow? I'm leaving tomorrow. And my best friend's sister, my sister's best friend was there. She used to be my babysitter. So then I went crying because my mom acted like she didn't care.
Bien. Yeah.
She's like, oh, okay, nomás me dices para no te vas. Dije, me voy a vivir con Rosemary. And my mom knew Rosemary. And she's like, okay, está bien, pues con cuidado, you know? And I'm just like, okay. And
Y te dolió like that. She's like,
she was just
no,
like,
¿por qué?
yeah. And my sister was there. And she knew I moved out because of the problems I had with my sister. Like, it was constant argument, like, you know? So then she's like, okay, está bien. So then yo me fui para mi room, dude, y agarré el bin de la ropa sucia. And then I just started like putting clothes to wash. And then I started folding it. And the whole time I'm in my room with my door closed crying because I can't believe I'm moving out. And this is not what I wanted. I never wanted to leave my house at 18 or 19, whatever. I wanted to leave my house casada, you know. I didn't want that. And that's when Roland's parents were like, move in with us, you know. And I'm just like, no, I can't. So then literally, I want to say this was all a weekend thing. I'm going to say probably went out like Friday, Saturday. Or Saturday I came home and told her. I don't remember, but it was like a weekend thing. And then I was like, no, like, you know. So then my sister's best friend, her name's Suli. She went into the room and she started crying. She's like, Eve, I'm so sorry. Like, I hate that your sister's like that. Like, you know. Because I had a close relationship with her too. Because she used to be my babysitter. You know, her and her older brother and her brother. And I remember that she would tell me that it was a problem that she was close to me because my sister didn't like her being close to me. Because she was her best friend, not mine.
Oh.
You know? Like, that's how bad my relationship was with my older sister. Like, you know? And, yeah, I remember Sully was crying in the room and I was just crying. I'm just like, I hated... Because she knew that I never wanted to leave my house until I was married. You know? Because she would babysit me so she would know I would talk to her. And then she's like, I'm so sorry, you know. I'm like, it sucks because, like, you as her best friend, you know how she is and you can't even tell her nothing.
Yeah.
Because luego se enoja. Everybody had to walk on eggshells.
Around her, yeah.
Y mi mom lo hacía por mi sobrina. You know, she just wanted my niece home, so she would let a lot of shit slide. Yeah, so then I just literally, my suegro came the next day in the traila. Dude, and then this is crazy because... Another side story. We bought the house, right? My sister was no longer living with us. And she wanted the room that I was going to get, right? And I told my mom, no, I'm going to live here, you know?
She's probably going to bounce.
Then I remember I had to buy a bedroom set in order to get the room that I wanted. Yeah. So my mom could use the bed that I was going to use. To give it to my siblings.
So dice, okay, la única condición es la que se va a quedar.
Cómprate tu cama. So then, cuando me fui, me llevé mi cama because yo la estaba pagando, you know. So my suegro, all I moved was a little trailer, and then Roland and my suegro helped me load up my bedroom set, and then straight to the apartment, and I'm okay. And then when my suegro saw where it was at, he's like,
What are you doing here?
Like, go to the house. And I'm just like, I can't. I just can't live with y'all. Like, I'm not married to Roland, and I don't want to move in and pressure him to get married, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Y le vamos a esperar cuánto se toma de Roland. So we're just going to wait and see.
Yeah.
And how long after that did he propose to you? ¿Como un año?
Here, let's go on a quick break because I think the camera's about to go die or whatever. And we are back. Honestly, I don't remember how it was, but let me just say that when I did move out, I feel like my family did leave me out a lot. Like, a lot. No hablaba con... Yo no hablaba con mi mom. Like, they went to a dinner they went to go celebrate my brother's birthday for breakfast. Y no me invitaron, dude. And I was so heartbroken. Like, my best friend, I would go out a lot, girl. Yo salía Wednesdays, Fridays. Saturdays, no. But it was Wednesdays and Fridays salía. Every week, Wednesday and Friday.
¿A dónde te ibas?
Wednesdays, we would go to Wild West, the country club.
Oh, okay.
And then Fridays, whatever bar or club that we would go to. Because those days, my best friend didn't have her baby.
Oh, okay.
So whenever she could go, I would go. And then whenever she had the baby, I would flip and I would go to Roland's. Mm-hmm. So I was always at Roland's. Sundays was my family day with his family. We would go to church, eat, take a nap, eat dinner. Like, that was my routine, you know. And I was working, saving money, paying my car. And I remember my mom...
Where were you at take a nap? In la sala?
Me and Roland? Uh-huh. No, we would sleep in his room.
Oh, really?
With the door open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes. Pero, like, sus parents siempre...
Sometimes.
Ahí ya me había conquistado, yeah. You know? Obviously, at that point, we were active, right? But his parents knew.
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm telling you, like, they didn't have a daughter. So when they saw me, they were like, man, this girl is so broken. Like, we gotta, like, take her in. You know? I literally feel like that. Porque they did. And the time for my brother's birthday, my mom fueron a Denny's. And they didn't tell me. And I was so hurt. Like, I would cry a lot, girl, a lot. Maybe that's why I don't cry no more, you know? I would cry a lot to Rosemary and be like, man, I don't know why my mom's like this.
Como que te desahogaste.
You know? Yeah. Like, siempre con ella y con Roland. Y con la mom de Roland. Like, I would cry to them a lot and be like, I don't know why they're like this, you know? Like, I didn't understand why. Like, why me? At that point, I was with the why me. But even though with the why me, I'm still going to keep going because I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me, right? And then, you know what got me and my mom to talk again? That I had a ring that my grandpa, when my grandparents passed away, my grandma had a lot of jewelry. Mm-hmm. It was enough to give one grandkid a ring and a pair of earrings. It was a lot of, yeah, she had a lot of jewelry. And then,
so you had
I had
ring?
A set, yeah, that my grandpa had given my grandma. It was like a promise ring, right? I had it. So my original ring was similar to that ring.
Yeah, you did tell me.
Yeah. So me and Roland were at the gym. Yeah, yo le dije a Roland, I was going to squat. So I took it off and I'm like, can you put it in your pocket? You know? So then he put it, se le cayó. And he lost it, right? And as soon as we walked out, he's like, oh, can you give my ring back? And then he's like, oh my God, dude, I know he felt bad. So yo me fui del gym, del Pasadena Fitness, a MOK. Crying, girl, like crying, like me fui llorando because I had lost my grandma's ring, you know, that was what I had de ella. And I knew Roland felt so terrible, like I knew it, like
yeah, didn't go back to look for it.
Yeah, we did.
And yeah, couldn't find it.
The only way I got him to leave, because he didn't want to leave without finding the ring, and the only way I got him was like, I think I told him like, whoever finds this ring, I hope it's a dad giving it to his daughter. Or something meaningful, you know? Like, I just hope that that's the case. Y no lloré enfrente de él. Yeah. Porque si no, no se iba.
Yeah.
As soon as I got in my car, remember I left and I called one of my tios, because I was close to my tio, Sergio, right? And my mom's brother. And I called him and I was crying. I'm like, oh, he lost the ring and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I was like, I want to call my mom. And I want to tell her. But she's not talking to me. We're not talking. And then he's like, Mija, maybe this is a sign. Like, you need to call your mom. It's maybe a way of your grandma bringing y'all together. And then I was
I would cry now.
no, dude, I just remember like driving and crying, and I was on the phone with him, and I was in my Kia, and I was crying and crying, and then he's like, call her, he's like, llámale. So I call my mom, and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm just like, I lost my grandma's ring. Like, and she's like, Evelin, cálmate, está bien. Literally, that is what my mom needed to like want me back home. Like, it was crazy because once I called my mom crying, like telling her I felt so, and my mom knows, right? Like, my family knows the meaningful, how it is to me, like my grandparents. And I remember she was just like, it's okay, calm down. Like, era nomás un anillo. Like, ella sabe que tú lo estás cuidando, whatever. And since that day, the next day, me and my mom stayed in contact. Like, basically every day, because she was worried. She bought me a pepper spray after that because she wanted me to be safe, and she would check up on me pretty often, and she would be like, why don't you just come back home, or invite me over to dinner. And she hadn't invited me. No hablé con mi mom for like a month and a half.
Que tenían como mucho orgullo.
Oh yeah, for sure. Both of us at the time had a lot of pride, but at that point I just felt so broken down that it was something so meaningful to me that I needed to let her know, because I felt so much guilt that I had lost her ring, And yeah, like, she, after that, like, my mom basically convinced me to move back in, like, I want to say, like, within 3 months.
So you were only out for 3 months, and then you came back home?
I was out from, I want to say, like, January, maybe, like, 5 months. I didn't live at my mom's house. I lived with my best friend. And after that, I moved back in, and it was pretty good. No problems.
You still paid $500 of rent?
Ya no.
Dang.
No pagaba. I would help her out with the groceries.
Grandma came in clutch.
Yeah, she did. I would help her out with the groceries. I mean, I always bought my own food because I would eat healthy, and I would buy my siblings like their food or whatever. But I remember that year in December, yo la mandé a ella, le pagué su flight, right? Compré todos los regalos de Christmas ese año, and I gave her $1,000 so she can go spend the money over there without worrying about bringing gifts that year.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I did that because I had the money to El Salvador.
Yeah, because you're not gonna know.
Yeah, you're right. To go to El Salvador, and yeah, I mean, I want to say like it was good. It was really good, and I remember. It's back to your question. How long after that? I don't remember when Roland proposed, but I know that my little brother was like, "You're gonna take my sister away from me."
Yeah.
When he went to go ask my mom por mi mano. And but yeah, crazy stories.
Wow. I love that story of you losing your ring, though.
I know. Honestly,
I can see how that could be a possibility. Lo que te dijo tu tío.
Yeah, I see it too.
Yeah.
I definitely see it. I've always thought that my grandparents have always guided me in some sort of way in my life, Yeah. And even like just in general, I want to always, Roland says that I always want to connect everything to them. And I do. But then I also want to take a step back and give myself props because, yes, I've, they guided me through life till like I was 13 and a half. And then, but I also became a person by myself. Like, yeah. I give them the credit, but it's not all because of them. Yeah. ¿Me entiendes? Or because of the people that surround me. I feel like, yeah, I deserve credit as a person because I am me and I choose my own path. Like, yes. I choose to do things and I choose not to do things, I work on myself and I do see other people and I do take guidance from that, but I'm choosing to take the guidance. I'm choosing to take the advice. Yeah. So we should give props to ourselves, yeah. For the people that we are and the people that we're becoming or the people that we want to become. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, again, you don't do it for anybody, you do it for yourself. So, yeah, that story, honestly, like, I hadn't said it in a long time, but I do think that it was my grandma. And it happened to be that I feel like it all worked out perfectly porque it had to be Roland who had to lose the ring. Because if I would have lost that ring myself, you would have lost it. Yeah. Would have been to the extreme, beyond. Yeah. But since it was Roland and I knew he felt so bad, like, I didn't want to give him that guilt, that I just forgave him within the time frame that it happened. Like, we had to leave Fico. He no se quería ir, And then calling my tío, call your mom. my mom from there having a good relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like that's when it kind of started. Literally, now that I think about it, that is kind of what started my relationship with my mom. Like a little better, like communication was there. Ella me buscaba. But I also think that me leaving the house for that time frame and her not talking to me
Also helped a lot.
Yeah, because she knows, my mom knows, like, out of all her kids, now she says it with pride, like, she's not, like, no tiene vergüenza de decir, like, oh, Eve es la más inteligente, you know? She's like, es la más inteligente. Y antes, that's not what she would say, you know? Now she's like, she's the one that helps me the most, you know? Like, so I'm just like, yeah, that is crazy. Like, I didn't even think about it like that, but now I'm like.
So whenever you talk about your grandparents now, in what light do you think about them?
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like, los recuerdas como con, like, I wish you were here, or how do you feel about not having them here anymore?
Sometimes I do think, like, okay, when I got married, I was so heartbroken because my grandpa was supposed to walk me down the aisle, right? To me. And my mom ended up walking me down the aisle. And that day, I remember I was sad for the time, you know.
That was like 6 years ago that you got married?
Yeah, we got married in 2016. And I was very sad that he wasn't able to walk me down the aisle. But I also was happy that I was able to accomplish that without getting pregnant, you know. Like, that was such a big accomplishment for me. And I knew that especially my grandpa would have been proud, you know, like I was able to do something without them here, without their help in a way.
Yeah.
And I like to still tell them, like, you know, and then now that when I became a mom, okay, so crazy story. Whenever Milo was born, the day of the hospital, so in my room, it was my mom, my suegra, and Roland. But my suegro was also in there. So he would leave when he would see that I was in a lot of pain porque no le gustaba verme con tanto dolor, you know. Pero yo no me quejaba. I would just be like, I wouldn't scream. I would just be like, man, it hurts. Like, Mom, can you massage me? Like, así, tranquila, right?
But he didn't like to see you
like that. But he didn't like to see me like that. So he would leave. And at one of those runs, él se fue y fue a comprar unas botas. Y eran unas little boots, baby boots. And then when I saw them, they were John Deere boots. Girl, when I saw them, I started crying. Like my suegra was like, that was
incontrolablemente, like, you couldn't control
I started crying
yourself.
And I told her, oh my God, like, I just wish my grandparents were here right now. Like, I just wish they could be here right now. Like, el dolor de no tenerlos se me vino en ese momento. And I just thought,
But just by looking at the boots?
But just by looking at those boots, I remember I was crying. And I'm just like, oh my God, I really wish my grandparents were here. I really wish my grandparents were here. And everyone's like, they are here. Like, you know, like, están contigo, you know, they're here with you spiritually, whatever. But just with those boots, I remember I was like, obviously my hormones were like thrown off. You know, I was about to give birth. I was in pain. No había comido nada. So I remember, and my suegro was like, that was like not the plan. Like, that was not supposed to make her cry.
I wanted you to be happy.
Yeah, I was trying to ease your pain. But like moments like that, I do wish, like, man, I wish they were here. But then I'm also grateful that because they weren't here, I had to grow up. I had no choice and became the person that I am, you know, with my own personal work, you know. So yeah, I guess I do see them and I'm just like, I just hope that they're with God, you know. That's all. Like, I just pray for them a lot.
So it almost feels like como una paloma, right, that you hold on to. You're like, I don't want to let it go, but at some point you just have to let it fly.
Yeah.
Ese es el dolor.
El dolor, yeah. El dolor, if I can talk about antes I couldn't talk about my grandparents without wanting to cry, and I feel like now I can talk about them with joy. Oh my God. Yeah, I can talk about them with joy, you know, and not feel like, oh, they're not here. I miss my grandparents and I'm happy to talk about them like that.
You're joyfully talking about your memories.
Yeah, now it's with joy. Yeah, it's for sure with nothing but joy. Sometimes, yeah, it hurts depending on the occasion, but
that's beautiful because there's people who never overcome.
Yeah, I feel like my mom still hasn't been able to overcome that.
Es que también whenever you se van con bad terms, whenever they pass away and you're not in good terms with that person, that's whenever you're just
I think that's the case. Like with my mom, like she just doesn't know how to like forgive herself for whatever harm she did, or forgive them, you know, vice versa. The relationship, it can be tough. But today we do have an anonymous story, but I guess we can talk about it next time. Mm-hmm. And I guess today was a very emotional for me in a way, you know.
I think we talked about mainly like family, right? Yeah, like parents, be present with your children, take care of your children. It matters.
It kind of started kind of intense with the shooting, you know. Mm-hmm. But obviously talking about our kids in general, and then it went from that to like you said, like the families, the relationships, and great memories at the end of the day, you know. So I guess our camera died, and I guess we can just end it here, unless you had something else to say.
No, that's it.
Yeah, and then don't forget to keep sending your anonymous stories. For sure, we'll touch on them the next episode. And thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Oh, and we reached 900. Woo! Really? 900 subs. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah. And don't forget to vote for our mugs. Sorry that we can't show them again because the camera died, but thank y'all for watching, and like, share, follow, and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.